grow with me with the vocabulary section so that you not only learn but also enhance your vocabulary with the passage of time. It's rightly said that grow wise with me, the best is yet to be. What is the best? The best is your selection, that is eagerly waiting with our fingers crossed. Yes, your selection, which is your goal, your bullseye and our target too. And so we begin with our words for today. The words which I did in the last class, I first do a recap of it because I did even the word of this kind in the last class. This was the word we took last class, that is invoke. You are provoking somebody to do something. Intrinsic is an inborn skill which is by birth in you. Insinuated is something which is a suggestion, kind of a thing which is an indirect way you are given a suggestion to something. And infamy is notorious, disreputed, not getting a good reputation. That is the word infamy. These words were very important words. Repeatedly they are used in articles, editorial sections, and you will be able to learn those synonyms wonderfully. Taking up the next word, inevitable. Inevitable, for this I am reminded of one of the a line, in fact an epigram: death is the inevitable truth of human life. Death is the inevitable truth of human life. What does it mean? It means that death is surely going to take place. It's surely going to be there. You cannot avoid death. It is unavoidable. It's a fixed, it's a mark. It's like something which cannot be erased or removed. So it's certain to happen. It's unavoidable. It is inescapable. It's bound to happen. It's sure to happen. That is inevitable. The opposite would be avoidable, uncertain. Next word, indubitable. Indubitable का मतलब है something which is too evident to be doubted. It means you're 100% sure for that thing that is really going to happen. It's no doubt about it. It is unquestionable. It is certain. It is inarguable, and it is incontestable, incontrovertible and indisputable. Now, when there is a controversy for something, when there is something where you don't get things very sure or certain for it, like we say crystal clear, no doubt about it, no ambiguity, that kind of certainty, surety is required. Of course, the opposite would be ambiguity, when we have ambi root, meaning in the sense of two. Indivisible. Although we have various parts and various states in India, but it is an indivisible country. We have a perfect example of unity in diversity. So what does it mean? Indivisible, you cannot divide. You have in root, not, div root, that is to divide, to sectionize, in sections, in parts. You cannot divide it, it's undividable. Something which is united, something which is in unison, something which is held together, right? It's in fact assembled. It's kind of from the root greg. It's an aggregated form of something. The opposite is divisible, partible, dissociable, cleavable, or divisible, right? Next word, indefinite. Definite, indefinitely. So indefinitely means without doubt again, and something which is for unspecific period of time, that will continue for a long period of time. It's unlimited or unspecific period. It's to be boundless, endless, fathomless. Fathomless means which depth cannot be known. It is horizonless, that is indefinitely. When you are bounded with something, you are circumscribed. You can see this root circum. Confined or limited from the root fin. which would have an end. Our life is finite or infinite. Come on, the roots go hand in hand with vocabulary. You say, ma'am, some say, ma'am, we want to do vocabulary, Hindu vocabulary, and some say we want to do roots, and I take both of them together. So fin is limited, which has an end, finite has an end, infinite, which does not have an end. Next words. Incentivize. Incentive. Have you heard of bonus? You get incentive during the Diwali time. You get a bonus. You do something good, and you know the teacher gives you a chocolate for it. That is incentive. What does it mean? It means something in the form where you have things where you are getting it as a bonus for it. You did something good, you get a chocolate. That is an incentive. Of course, this is a small little example to explain, but it actually means something which is, you know, you are prized, you are valued, and for that you are given something that is incentive. It's a kind of a motivation or encouragement. It is you provide an incentive to someone, you boost someone up, you know, make someone motivated, goad or urge that person, impetuous, because you make that person work very fast in a very, you know, the acceleration or the speed is good. That is incentive. And most of the people, all of us in fact, every human being on this earth works for incentives. The opposite is not getting the incentive, do disincentive. Next word, incarcerate, is to imprison someone, that is behind bars. Imprison, confine, jail, lock up. You make a person imprisoned, that is incarcerate, and the opposite would be free, release, liberate. Next word, imprimatur. Imprimatur is an approval, it's a sanction, it is a blessing or a favor for something, that is called the word imprimatur. Sanction means you allow, you approve, you give an approbation for it, it's a blessing or a favor in front of you, that is the word imprimatur. A thing which you agree to, which acts as an approbation for it, is called imprimatur. Next word, impasse. Very important word. Put an asterisk to it and mark it as a very important word. A situation in which there is no progress or progress is not possible. You don't think any progress would be there because of disagreement, a deadlock, dead end. Means you can't move on. Like we have the game of chess, checkmate, yes, checkmate, stalemate. Something, this is a dead end. How will you move on? You have a stoppage, you have a barrier in front of you, so you can't move on. It's a standoff or standstill position, that is impasse. No progress could be made, especially because of some disagreement, that is a deadlock. The opposite would be agreement, boon, breakthrough, solution, advantage, because there you don't have a solution, here you have a solution. There you don't feel, in as a synonym, you feel your hands tied, you are stuck, you can't do anything, you can't move on. So you are in an impasse state, a state where you have no movement further. I don't want that you feel hands tied because you don't know vocabulary and you're not able to understand it and you cannot move further in the examination. The word would be next word, that is hegemonic. The word hegemonic is by the root hedge, and that is by human beings something which is a dominant power. It is used for, right, it is domination. We use the idiom an upper hand. Ruling or dominant in political or social context, it's a primacy, it's a superiority, it's a lordship, it's an authority, that is called the word hegemonic. The opposite, helpless, weak, impotent, that means powerless, you can't do anything, and you feel as a state where you have no superiority. This is superiority complex. That would be, opposite would be, yes, inferiority complex. The next word, grim. Grim is very serious, very gloomy or sad. You feel you're not a part of this world. You are in a very state of sadness. So I would use the word long-faced. right, or in low spirits. You're very serious or gloomy, depressed. See the words with D, depressed, dejected, in dismay. The 3D is for sad. You are in a woeful state. You don't know what to do. You keep away from people, distant yourself. You're in a very forbidding, uninviting state. You don't welcome friends, in a companionless state. It's really a very grim state of life. Glimmer. Glimmer is a little bit of light, little shines, faint little light. Because we have one of the analogies, very famous one. Glimmer is to light, trace is to substance. Glimmer is little bit of light, and when it's very bright light, it's totally dark light, or it is called the opposite of glimmer. The next word, genocide, by the root gen. Gen means class or race. And we have CID, which means kill or cut. So genocide is killing of the entire race, killing the whole race, the deliberate killing of a large group of people, number of people, on who especially those of the nation or ethnic group, racial killing, massacre, wholesale, slaughter, mass slaughter, killing in large number. That is the word genocide. Frivolous. Frivolous is not having any serious purpose or value. A person who is carefree, superficial, is very giddy. He doesn't bother about things. He just has no purpose, special purpose or serious purpose of life. Living a very, happy-go-lucky fellow. The exact words, I repeat, happy-go-lucky fellow. A person who lives very carefree, enjoyable life, not worried about anything of future. And the last word for today, foster. Foster means to develop, to bring up. Encourage the development of something, especially something which is desirable, something which you would promote, further, stimulate, advance or forward. See, when you have heard of, like, we'll say Yashoda was the foster mother of Lord Krishna. He was, the biological mother was Devaki. Foster is you bring up, you develop, you nourish that thing, you make that thing grow up. Parents foster their children. They take care of their children. They bring them up and they inculcate best habits, best values in them. That is foster. The opposite would be neglect, suppress, destroy, not let it happen, put obstacles or barriers in it. You feel that the thing shouldn't happen at all and you feel it is of no use. Right? The words are very important words. I would request you don't miss any word. If you have missed because maybe you felt that the pace was too quick, so please stop the video, jot it down, again play it. You have to do it sometimes because you are going to not miss any word. Right? So keep an upper hand in vocabulary and the paper is yours. Right, students? Your like and please subscribe the channel. Thank you.